as best as we can. They will not introduce the starters first. They'll introduce all the non-starters. Lakewood St. Ed's will be the visiting team in this game. Bowling Green, the home team. The applause as both teams are mentioned. Is coming now. A little ahead of ourselves. That's all right, though. Two starting goaltenders, I'm sure, will be Jason Niedermeyer for Lakewood St. Ed and Scott Jones for Bowling Green. As both teams get fired up, Kevin Moon spurring his trips on. They will introduce now the Lakewood St. Edwards team.
Well, the crowd here, which probably numbers about 2,500, maybe up towards 3,000, kind of anxious to get things underway here. But first, we'll go through these starting lineup introductions.
Non-starters, number 1,
The
Park
entire
Pinero.
lineup introduction.
Number 4, Ryan Alward. Number 5, Todd Whitesetter had 4 goals yesterday. He's got now 19 of the season. Number 10, Brian Snow. Number 11 is Mike Coleman. Number 12, Joe Mazzone had 4 assists yesterday in the game against St. Francis. Number 14 is senior John Wheeland. Number 15, I have down as Mike McConville. They announced Jason Levdusky, but that's not correct. Number 16 is Scott McCurdy. 17 is Chad Kostka. Number 18, Rich Powell. Number 20 is Dave Sonsky. Unless they've made wholesale changes in their lineup, I don't know. Number 21 is Shane Kruchuk. I'm going by what the stat sheet they gave me. Number 25 is Mike Enovich. And the starting lineup. In goal is senior number 31, Jason Niedermeyer. The goals against average of 2.7. He's played in 18 games this year. On defense, number 7, Don Coyne, a sophomore with 2 goals and 18 points. Also on defense, number 6, Josh McLaughlin. He's got 2 goals and 11 points. At center, number 9, Dave Costin, junior with 14 goals, 25 points. Left wing, number 22, senior Tim Sullivan with 11 goals and 25 points. And right wing, they're saying Rich Powell is starting. They didn't announce him before. Okay, I'll take their word for it. Sophomore Rich Powell's a left winger, 7 goals and 14 points for St. Ed's. They'll now turn their backs to Bowling Green as the Bobcats are introduced. The first player will probably be David Paton. He's the junior backup goaltender. He's played in just 3 games this year. Number 3 is Kevin Moon, sophomore defenseman. Number 5 is Josh Nouse, another sophomore D. Number 7, Jason Noss, junior forward for Bowling Green. He's got 7 goals. Number 8, Reggie Hanneman, had a goal called back yesterday. He was offsides. And number 9 is Anthony Hartz, a part of that gold line that worked wonders for Bowling Green yesterday. Number 10, another member of that line, Matt Bevins. And that third member, Dave Dickinson, who had the first goal of the game yesterday. Number 13 is Danny Slater, freshman forward, only freshman on the team. Number 14, Tony Mazzarella, one of the defensemen for Bowling Green. He's a junior. Number 15 is Rob Porter, a junior defenseman. 16, junior forward Jerry Paxton. He's got 14 goals and 32 points. Junior forward Todd Trieger wears number 17. He's got 20 goals, 37 points in the season. As well as junior forward Josh Boggs, who has 7 goals and 13 points. Now for the starting lineup. In goal, junior Scott Jones. He's 23-3. The goals against average 1.01. Save percentage 94.0. On defense, number 2, Brian Hutchinson, junior with 4 goals and 20 points. He'll pump the arm as he heads towards the line. Also on defense, number 4, A.J. Pearson, sophomore with 5 goals and 26 points. At center on the big-time blue line, as they call it, number 19, Mike Windish, 11 goals, 31 points. At left wing will be the man of the hour yesterday. Oh, not quite. They're going to introduce David Allen first. Right wing will be the man of the hour yesterday, Todd Slater. Allen, 25 goals, 58 points. Slater, 3 goals yesterday, 37 on the season with 68 points. The coaches for Lakewood St. Ed's, Bob Whidden in his 8th year, 165, 43, and 8. And for Bowling Green, Dan DeWitt, upwards of 60 career wins. And now, the sing of our national anthem. It will be performed by Berkey Lindahl, a Bowling Green High School student. These two teams just itching to get going. Bowling Green starting lineup in goal. Jones on defense, Hutchinson and Pearson. Up front, the line of Slater, Allen, and Windish.
Well, yesterday in the game with Garfield Heights was much larger than Bowling Green. They had 10 players listed on their roster, 170 pounds or more. Bowling Green just had 5. And very much the same story here today, as the Lakewood team has 9 players of that 170 plus poundage. And that could be one counter advantage to the quickness and speed that Bowling Green has.
Checking from behind, the call against Allen. The original announcement was made as roughing.
St. Ed's had a very good power play against St. Francis yesterday. They moved the puck well. They have an excellent point man and some talented players. But Bowling Green's penalty killing, we mentioned, over 99% efficiency this year.
Filled up 118 of 119. They could have a 2-on-2 if they hurry. Paxton brings it across the St. Edwards blue line. Centering pass, and Trieger's shot goes through the crease but wide. Rebound carries out to the near side boards. It's picked up there by Tim Sullivan. He'll skate it in behind his own net. Sullivan looking for room to go. Sends it way up center ice. Hutchinson took it away. Gets his own pass back. Tries to fire it down the ice. Deflects off a couple of players and does trickle back into the St. Ed zone. The Eagles bring it back the other way. Bringing the puck inside the end is McCurdy. Had it taken away. Sent back into the Eagle end. Minute 20 to go on the penalty to Allen. 14 minutes left in the first period. No score. St. Ed's with some trouble getting going on this power play. Both teams very nervous right now. Mazzone flips it inside the zone. After it is Mazzarella for Bowling Green and Whitesell for St. Ed's. Whitesell took it away, gives it to Mazzone. Back to Whitesell near side boards. Back down deep it goes, centering pass, loose in front, but the shot goes wide. Bobcat player without a stick, it's Trieger. Tries to put it into the slot. The pass from Mazzone goes all the way outside the zone, back into the Eagle end. 45 seconds left in the Allen Minor. St. Ed's trying to get going again. Whitesell wants to pick it up at the blue line, can't do it. Shipped out neatly by Porter. Slater forechecking for Bowling Green. Man gets away from him on the far side. It's McCurdy tied up. Stepping around the puck is Dickinson. He'll get it outside the zone. 25 seconds left on Allen's Minor. Eagles bring it right back in. Taken right back out by Mazzarella. Mazzone chips it in. Off the loose stick, Porter will pick it up. Porter just fires it down the ice, deflects off the stick of an Eagle player, hits off the backboards. Niedermeyer has to play it away from Dickinson. Back to get it is Rich Powell. Inside at 10 seconds left in the Allen Minor. Powell brings it outside the zone with a couple of touch passes, gets it back into the middle. Now his shot taken. Jones with a save up the shot by Sitko. Rebound goes through the crease just barely on the edge of it, wide of the cage. Bobcats back to full strength. Shot taken again, this time by Costin. Save is made by Jones and he'll hang on. 12:41 to go in the first. We'll hear this word from Lyric Auto. No score at the BGSU Ice Arena in the Ohio High School Athletic Association Championship game on WFOB. Well, as we were away at break, the shot was taken off the draw. I believe it was again by Costin, who roughed it up afterwards, and he'll pay for it. He'll go to the penalty box.
Well, that'll give they do. That'll help Bowling Green's cause.
Costin for roughing gives Bowling Green a power play. BG was 0 for 2 yesterday, 36 of 104 on the season. On the far side of his own zone, flipping it back behind the net. Now Moon's going to come back and pick it up. Moon plays it along the wood. Slater's there, can't handle it. St. Ed's putting on some good pressure inside the Bobcat zone, but finally BG will come away. It's Todd Slater. Slater to the red to the blue. Windish was pushed from behind, stayed onside though. Slater moving in towards the net with a shot. It was high, but a good save by Niedermeyer. Slater takes it off the far side boards, gives it at the point to Porter. Porter waits, has his pass deflected into the corner. Windish comes over to bail it out. Slater back to the point again. With it is Porter skating along the blue line. Porter made a move on Mazzone. Slater trying to set a pick for him. Porter throws it in front, brushed aside by Niedermeyer. Allen back out to the point for Porter. Has Moon open near side point. Just sends it down deep off the boards. Allen can't handle it. Has to go pick it up near side. Minute to go on the penalty to Costin. Allen tries to backhand it in front. He's stuffed by Whitesell. He'll pick up the biscuit and fire it down the ice. 11:30 to go in the first period. No score. 55 seconds left in the minor to Costin. Inside his own zone is Rob Porter. He'll collect the pass off the boards. Now gets it started up. Good move by Paxton. Got around him and gets it up to Trieger. Could be a 3-on-2. Trieger far side of the zone. Has Danny Slater in front, but he was tied up. PG finishes off its line change. Paxton loses control of the biscuit in the zone. Will be able to send it down the ice. 30 seconds left in the Costin minor.
A couple of decent moves they made, but the Bobcats twice have tried to stick handle through on rushing checkers. Either time, if they'd failed, it could have been a breakaway. They're going to have to be careful about that.
Danny Slater picks up the puck inside his own zone. Gets some pressure, unloads it. Hutchinson will pick it up. Just 15 seconds left on that power play. Now Hutchinson's pass is deflected. He'll race after it. Gets it up to Danny Slater. Slater crosses the red line, now the blue. 5 seconds left. They're going to call it on the offsides. Paxton was in a step too soon. He was pushed, though.
We mentioned twice that happened. Once it was when Porter was controlling the puck at the left point. He was moving over toward the center and then decided to cut back to the left. It just barely succeeded, and then he was able to dump it off in the corner. But if he doesn't make that play, that puck is swept off his stick, and you've got a breakaway all alone on Scott Jones. And then Paxton, who made a real nifty move back in his own end, but he was between the circles in his own zone coming out. He put it through the skates of the checker. Again, that's a fine play if it works out. They got a 2-on-2 break out of it with some speed heading up ice. But that puck deflects off a stick or a skate. It turns the other way, and you've got a close-in chance shorthanded for St. Ed's.
Bobcats dump it in. Both teams back at full strength. Dickinson checks his St. Ed's player to the boards, gives him a couple kicks just for good measure. Eagles trying to clear their own zone with the puck near side is Sitko. Sitko sends it in behind the net for Sansky. He wanted to go out far side, gets a little bit of help, and here come the Eagles 2-on-2. Man fell down. Headman pass for Sitko, too far, and Jones fanned on it. It was just wide of the net. Jones wanted to fire it out of the zone and completely fanned on the puck. Pearson off the backboards for Brian Hutchinson. Hutchinson sends it again out back for Pearson. Now out far side, they'll try to bring it out of the zone. Doing the honors this time was Anthony Hartz. Hartz still kicking away at it, can't get it out. Dickinson will help him though. Sends it airborne, gloved down easily by a St. Ed's player, brought back into the zone by Tim Sullivan. Sullivan sends it across point, shot taken, knocked down by Pearson. Sitko's after the rebound, far side corner. Sitko tries his shot from an impossible angle. It hits the side of the net. Sitko grabs the rebound in the circle. His backhander knocked down, pushed outside the zone. 9.5 to go in the first period, no score. Pearson rushed around one man, reaches the red line and flips it into the zone. Bobcats finish off their line change. Back after it for St. Ed's is Don Coyne. Coyne off the boards for Scott McCurdy. He'll bring it across the blue line to the red. McCurdy has a man with him. They're offsides, though, as coming in too soon was Mike Homan. We'll pause here. This word from Allstate Insurance. 9:21 to go in the first. There is no score as you listen to the State High School Hockey Championship game on WFOB. Big checks delivered behind the St. Edwards net. Eagles will come away with the puck. Somebody comes away without a glove and a stick. Bobcat player hauls down an Eagle from behind, no call. Porter's after the puck inside his own zone. Plays it off the boards, taken away by Homan, sent in front. Jones poked it away. Nice hit by Nosh, shot taken again. Blocker saved by Jones. Bobcats clear. Icing here will be waved off. Racing back after it is Kostka. Got just barely away from the BG player. It was Todd Slater again. Slater behind the net, centers it for Allen. Couldn't get there, and out come the Eagles. Excitement coming through in this game. Allen back checking for Bowling Green, picks up the puck. Wanted to go to Slater or Windish. Pass was behind both. Neither could handle it. St. Ed's McCurdy fires it into the Bobcat end again. Jones leaves his net. He'll play it far side. Nobody home on this one. It's kept in at the point by Kostka. Kostka plays it forward. Windish sends it out. Kostka sends it in, and Windish will send it out again. Windish comes right wing side for Todd Slater. Too far for he. Picked up instead by Mazzone for St. Edwards. Mazzone lost control. Allen able to fire it in. He's tied up, though, with Kostka as they go into the boards. 4 players digging away at it. Winning the battle is Todd Whitesell. 7:45 to go in the first period. Here come the Eagles on a 3-on-3 rush. Mazzone crosses the blue line. Wanted to leave it back. Pass partially deflected, though. Play along the near side boards. Finally fired out of the zone by Moon. Could be a one-on-one for Allen. Allen all tied up, though. Allen still hassled as he tried to center it for Trieger. Goes back to the point. There's a shot taken, tipped in front, rebound, and a big save by Niedermeyer. Behind the net goes Danny Slater. First excellent chance of the hockey game. It goes for Bowling Green. 2 shots in front. Neither resulted in a goal. Out comes St. Ed's. 1-on-2 is Mazzone as he hits the line. Takes the shot. It's knocked down. Moon drops it back for Naus. Tried to send it in front. Bobcats having a little trouble here inside their own zone. Rushing over it with Slater. Does manage to clear. Stepping up to grab it was Trieger. Whether that's Paxton taking along the near side. Paxton makes a move 1-on-4. Fires it towards net. Stopped easily by Niedermeyer. The Eagles able to clear, but only to center ice. Pearson made a move. Couldn't get around a man. Here come the Eagles back on what could be a 3-on-3. Moves in. Hutchinson takes his man to the boards. It was Kruchek. Took him in hard. Skating along is Dickinson. Here's a 2-on-1. Dickinson moves into the circle with a drive. He missed the net on the far side. Rebound carries out to the point. Hutchinson tries the shot. It's knocked down. Rebound comes outside the zone. 6.5 to go in the first. Pearson plays it up the boards. Look for Anthony Hartz. He tipped it over to Dickinson. Pass was intercepted, though. Hartz makes a move and gets around a man. Tried to make a second one. Couldn't get around that time. He was stood up easily by Costa. Puck this time cleared outside the playing area, and after a frantic few minutes of action, 6:10 to go in the first, and still no score.
Well, then Scott Jones missed an attempted clear, and that nearly gave St. Edwards an easy goal, so they've got to settle down a little bit.
Face-up controlled by, well, now along the far side boards, controlled by nobody. 4 players digging away at it. Bobcats trying to free it up, so are the Eagles. The Eagles win the battle, and Porter will fire it right back in the zone. On net, intentional offsides called by Larry Olovich. Face-up comes back inside the Bobcat end. 5:55 to go.
You see a center move over to the far wing. That winger will take the position in the middle, and you've got 3 players heading up ice with good speed, and the defensemen have been moving the puck up to them well. They've probably had the edge in play so far in the game.
Bobcats win the face-off. Windish inside his own zone wants to bring it out. Does. Upcoming penalty against St. Edwards. The touch is made. High sticking the call. Tell you, I like Gary Wilkins. He's pretty animated out there on the ice on his calls. He makes the call this time against Tim Sullivan. What's interesting to this point is it seems like all the calls that have gone against Lakewood St. Ed's have been made by Gary Wilkins. All the calls that have gone against the Bobcats have been made by Larry Olovich.
And a few calls weren't made by either one that very easily could have been called.
High sticking against Sullivan gives BG its 2nd power play attempt of the game.
Special teams might well make the difference. And final analysis is written on this thing.
Slater, near side boards of his own zone, sends it in behind the net for Porter. He's watched carefully. Porter able to get it down to Allen, far side, back across ice, near side for Windish. He'll step to the red to the blue. Windish has it chipped off his stick, goes into the corner though as Windish is being held. Slater gets in there. Slater, far side for Allen. Moon's open at the point, wants the puck. Allen tries the shot. Man in the crease will be the call. Again by Larry Olovich.
Well, when that whistle went, there was nobody anywhere near the crease, but evidently somebody had cruised through. I don't know whether they obstructed the goaltender in any way, but I guess the way the rule's written, you don't have to obstruct the goaltender. All you have to do is get a fraction of the blade of your skate across that line, and who knows whether they use the rectangle or the semicircle.
Whichever one's more convenient, I guess. Kevin Moon inside his own end as the Eagles were able to clear it back into the Bobcat zone. 5:05 to go first period, no score. Moon dumps it in as BG's on the power play. Allen let it go for Slater. He'll try the shot, juggled by Niedermeyer. Now he'll pounce on top of it.
Now Niedermeyer played a fairly solid game yesterday against St. Francis, but he gave the impression a couple of times that if the Knights had been able to get a few more shots on him, he might have been able to be had. And now he certainly figures to face more pressure throughout the course of the game against the Bobcats than he did yesterday against St. Francis. And we'll maybe get a chance to test that theory to see whether if he gets a lot of pressure put on him, he might let a shot or 2 in, although Bowling Green really hasn't had too many testing drives sent his way yet in this game. Really, the only great chance was Trieger's backhander.
Here's one by Hutchinson. He missed the far side of the net. I get the near side, actually. Rebound comes out. Eagles able to clear it to center ice. Niedermeyer was very nonchalant yesterday, and it turned out he almost put in about 8 goals himself. Far side is Paxton, drops it back. Slater in the circle with a drive, missed the near side again. Hutchinson tries the one-timer, raises high over the net. Slater went after the rebound. Gets it back to the point. Pearson's shot is knocked down. Could be a one-on-one break for St. Ed's. Whitesell hooked down from behind. That'll be a penalty.
Well, Pearson is furious.
And he's going to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well.
And he was shouting something at Larry Olovich, and I guess something, in fact, I'm certain something none too complimentary. And that's what happened several times. We mentioned earlier the Bobcats were guilty of trying to do too much when they had a player right in their face. Pearson tried to slap one in from the point, and the best player for Lakewood St. Ed's was right on top of him. That was Todd Whitesell. He blocked that puck, went off into a semi-breakaway. There was a Bobcat back, so it was not a very well-advised penalty by Pearson, because Whitesell still would have had at least two men to contend with, one man back plus the goaltender, and Pearson could have been applying token pressure from behind, so it's in all likelihood nothing really would have come of that. But he did take the penalty. It was a justified call, and now that unsportsmanlike. Again, we've mentioned several times the Bobcats seem to be uptight, and there's just another ramification of that. Pearson, they're really going to have to calm down.
Pearson gets 4 minutes, 2 for hooking, 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll skate 4-on-4 for the next 40 seconds. Then it's 2 power plays, one of 1:20 and one of 2 minutes for St. Ed's. Skating with it in the neutral zone is McLaughlin. He'll fire it in. Mazzarella picks it up, plays it off the backboards. Picking it up was Paxton. Going down deep again inside his own end. Mazzarella can't handle it. It's taken away. Shot taken by Constant. Goes far. Rebound. Shipped out of there. I don't know why they're waving icing off here. It should have been called, but it's not. Back to get it for St. Edwards behind his own net is Sonsky. He hands it off to Constant near side. 4-on-4 for another 5 seconds. Then it's a St. Ed power play.
Here comes Constant. A real test for those penalty killers for the Bobcats.
5-on-4 now for St. Ed's. The next 3:15. They score in the first minute, 15 of that though. They will wave off that penalty, and BG will have 2 minutes left to kill. Winding up, sending it outside the zone. The slap shot by Mazzarella gets all the way down ice.
This Don Coyne that's got the puck now is an excellent point man. He's really the wheel man around which this St. Ed's power play operates, and they looked very, very good yesterday against St. Francis.
Coyne fires it up the boards, taken away by Moon. He'll send it all the way down the ice. 2:45 left in the double minor to Pearson. Back to pick it up is Todd Whitesell. 4 goals yesterday for that young man. He'll get it out right wing side. Whitesell waits for the return pass. He's not going to get it to go up the boards instead for Sullivan. He brings it into the centering pass from his zone. All tied up. Tries the shot. Rebound is loose. Jones, I think's got it. Goal light goes on. No goal. No goal.
Well, a great rush there by Sullivan. He was thinking about shooting that puck from about 20 feet out. Maybe had a screen set up, but was afraid the shot might have been blocked, so he decided to plunge right on through. He beat the defenseman cleanly, Mazzarella back there. And the next thing you know, he was right in on Scott Jones, but he was a little too tight, and Jones just kept those pads in a spread eagle fashion, covering that goal line, blunted the drive, and then the rebound squirted free, and Whitesell had a golden chance to put it in, but he just couldn't quite make contact with that puck.
2.5 to go in the double minor penalties. Sent outside the zone, fired right back in. They'll have to touch up. No, intentional offsides will be called. Again by Gary Wilkins, and notice the pattern in this game as far as the calls.
Sometimes that has to do with the style of play of the two different regions, what's generally tolerated, what isn't, but if it keeps up, it might be kind of eye-opening.
Wilkins is from Columbus, though, so I guess I don't really understand it. Allen knocks it down in the St. Ed's end. It will kill off the first minor. Still 2 minutes left, though, in that penalty to Pearson. Bobcats have killed off now 2 St. Ed's power plays in the game. Slater, far side, can't handle it. Mazzone will bring it inside the zone. Centered it for Whitesell. Good play by Kevin Moon. Dove at that puck and poked it out of the zone. Slater will race after it. Slater with Coyne on top of him. He'll go to the boards. Penalty upcoming against Coyne.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And again, it's Gary Wilkins who makes the call. Face off to the left of Niedermeyer. We'll get back to that in a minute. Trieger gets it to Allen. Mazzarella, far side. Porter with a shot. It's wide. Rebound is loose. It goes in behind the net. Paxton back to the point. Porter tries it again. It's wide to the near side. Mazzarella steps up, keeps it inside the zone. Back after it is Trieger. Trieger plays it off the board. St. Ed's player in the way. Mazzarella gloves it, moves forward with a puck. Got around 2 men. Wanted to center it for Trieger, just too far out in front of him. At the point, Porter checks his man. Puck nearly taken outside the zone. Sitko might have been hooked, but no call. Mazzarella back inside his own end. Goes far side, looking for Paxton. He'll come inside the zone. Offsides, the call is an offside pass. Faceoff comes back near the inception of the pass. Minute 37 to go in the first period. Minute 10 in the 4-on-4.
That offside pass rule is to just make illegal some pretty slick plays.
Well, actually, an offside pass comes from anywhere on the ice, whether it's before or after the red line. Moon, cross ice for Allen. Looked for it again, couldn't find it. Slater will pick it up. So the red line, in essence, doesn't really come into it. It's just most of the offside passes you see come from across the red line, so you kind of makes you wonder. Todd Slater all the way back at the point. Hutchinson had some room, maybe waited too long, tried this shot, deflected in front. Niedermeyer able to cover up on that one.
How Will Clark going down to that butterfly. Got that puck with his glove. It was tipped just before it came in.
Speaking of which, the movie the Bobcats saw last night, The Natural. As we were talking about it yesterday, they watched that movie in their hotel yesterday, The Natural.
We'll wait for somebody to take a slap shot, split in two. Both parts will go in the net, turn a 2-1 loss into a 3-2 victory. Something like that scene of hitting the cover off the ball. That was the Natural story. A lot of it was based on Eddie Waitkus, who got shot by a call girl at a hotel one night.
Shot again, taken from the point. Niedermeyer's got to make the kick save on the blast by Moon. Hutchinson sends it cross ice. Moon went backwards instead of forwards. Thought Costin would pick up the puck a little bit more easily than he did. Costin's up ice pass intercepted nicely by Matt Bevins. Back to get it for St. Ed's is Chad Kostka. Kostka fires it into the zone. 20 seconds left on the Pearson penalty. Major league checking from behind that's not going to be called against St. Ed's. Bevins brings it out 2-on-2. Bevins crosses the red line, feeds it to Dickinson. He couldn't quite handle the pass. He'll bring it inside the zone, though. Dickinson chipped it into the corner. Bevins after his man. Bobcats back to full strength. 28 seconds left in the period. Dickinson and a man get tangled up. They'll quickly get up before any penalties arise. In the corner, Bevins has run way after the play. No call made there. Now Bevins hooks up a man, and Larry Olovich is going to call some penalties, I believe.
And rightfully so. When bodies start flying around like that, you know that things are starting to get a little bit out of hand. Good hockey game.
McLaughlin and Bevins go 2 minutes each. By the way, first intermission, we'll chat with Kevin Gordon.
Might be the best intermission we've had all year.
I doubt it, but it could be. Back inside his own zone is Coyne. He'll fire it off the far side boards. Waning seconds of the period. Porter's slap shot is wide. That'll do it. 15 minutes in the books. And just as I told Jim Trigger, a feeling out process for these two teams. A little nerves getting to them, and a scoreless first period.
Yep.
Mike Windisch to center ice. Allen Slater flanking him. Pearson, Hutchinson back on the blue for BG. Jones is in the cage. Gets the headbutt from Hutchinson there, ready to go. Powell's line out there for Lakewood St. Ed's. Third period just about set to get underway. There are 15 minutes on the clock. Just say hello again to Mike Hartman. Hardy, I thought was leaving already, but sure enough, he's here. Hardy tells me he'll give me a call. Look forward to it.
St. Ed's won the state championship back in '86, I believe it was, by a 1-0 score. Here they are in a 0-0 tie again.
Powell brings it inside the zone with a shot. Rebound is loose, and nobody can hop on top of it. There it is again. Jones makes the save a second time. Puck clear to the boards. St. Ed's coming out big time. Hutchinson may be hurt. He's down in front, having a lot of trouble getting up. Whistle sounds, and now Hutchinson is going to almost drop over here. He is really in a bad way.
Second Bobcat defenseman that's taken a heavy jolt in this game. Both times it's been a very valuable Bobcat defenseman.
Hutchinson's more angry than anything right now. He is.
Thought maybe he was cradling that arm a little bit, but no, he seems to be healthy enough to continue, I'm sure.
Two quick shots by St. Ed's 14 seconds into the period.
And again, the save was made, but the puck more or less hit Scott Jones, and then he turned back, tried to cover it up, but he was flailing around in there, and once more just appeared to be a little bit out of order, although he did react well in making that first save, which was a close-in try.
Windisch wins the draw back to Porter. Cross ice for Mazzarella. They'll send it up the sheet. Goes all the way down. Icing will not be called as it's on net. Picked up by Don Coyne. Coyne trying to go out far side. Gave it away with a shot in front was Windisch, but he put it too close to the near side. Couldn't get it on net. Slater looks for it, sends it in behind the cage. There's Windisch tied up by McLaughlin. Stepping in there is Costin. Windisch taken down by McLaughlin, and McLaughlin will pick up the puck. Josh McLaughlin skating, turning around. Tried to go off to Coyne, too far for him, picked up by Tim Sullivan, far side. Sullivan bounces it off the boards. There's David Allen taking it away for BG. Centers it, Slater with a drive. And a big time save by Niedermeyer. It bounced off his chest and he pounced right on top of it. Good chance for BG coming back.
And he got his glove on it to cover the rebound and then thrust that stick out because he knew that there would be some activity right in on top of him after he made that save and smothered it. And I think that there's a good chance that the goal that decides this game may come off a defensive mistake, a turnover of some kind. St. Ed's player Sullivan just tried to loop it off the boards, but he didn't really have much of a chance to get out with it. Rather than taking it all the way out powerfully, if he had the opportunity, it was cut off. They had a chance.
A couple BG players bowled over in front. One lost the helmet. It's Paxton. He'll have to skate to the bench. At center ice, Kevin Moon fires it back into the Eagle zone. Paxton comes off. Noss goes on. Eagles with control inside their own end with the puck is Sonsky. He sends it up the left wing boards. A little bit too far for his man Mazzone. It was taken away by Moon. Sitko trying to bring it in. Took a cross check to the head by Trieger. No call, and Sonsky sends it back up the ice again. Coming in as Mazzone far side. Mazzone feeds it in front. There was Whitesell. He can only flip it into the corner. Centering pass from a tough angle goes through the crease wide of the cage. Sitko after the rebound. Whitesell gets it behind the net for Mazzone. They'll cut around to the near side. Centering pass. Jones makes a great save. Sitko centers it again. Nobody can hop on that one. Back to the point. Kostka keeps it in. Kostka behind the net. Sitko will pick it up. Sitko centers it. There's Whitesell. He couldn't get the shot away. He was in between too many Bobcats, and BG will bring it out. Back comes Trieger. Trieger with Noss 2-on-2. Trieger pulls up, tries the shot, deflected into the corner. Rebound came loose nearly out front of the net, but it's grabbed by Sitko. Back to the blue line. It gets past Hutchinson, who's all right. He's back out skating a regular shift. Pearson inside his own end, picks it up. Long up ice pass goes to Noss. He'll chip it inside the zone. Puck behind the Eagle net. It's picked up there by Coyne. He'll come back left wing side and is just decked by Hanneman. Pearson tried to grab the loose puck, and so it's brought in again by the Eagles. 1-on-3, shot taken. Two Bobcat players converge on McConville. He couldn't get the shot away. Out comes Hanneman. He'll dump it in. This one hits the helmet of the Bobcat player that is still on the ice. We haven't had a whistle to take that helmet off. Moving in front, nearly taken away by Boggs. Chipping at it near side is Scott McCurdy. McCurdy with McConville with him. A couple of the mix. Can't get it there. It's taken away by McLaughlin at the red line. He'll fire it into the Bobcat zone again. Hutchinson into the middle of the ice sheet. Moving up with it was Anthony Hartz. He couldn't quite gain control. The Eagles able to send it back into the Bobcat end. Continuous play, moves on. Mazzarella Waited for it behind his own net. It's picked up by now Hartz on the far side of the zone. Anthony Hartz overskated the puck, lost it. The Eagles take it away. Centering pass, man tied up in front. Jones plays the puck to the middle of the zone, and it's chipped out of there by Matt Bevins. Racing back after it is Dave Sonski. 11:40 to go in the third period, no score. Waiting for the puck was Bevins on the far side. He tipped it outside the zone, though. Nearly gave a 3-on-2 away to St. Edward. They'll chip it inside and now chase. Porter, the first man to it, scoots it along the back boards, wanting to go out far side for Hartz. Hartz picks it up after a man overskated it. Hartz plays a broken stick and the puck and brings them nearly both outside the zone. Got the important one, though, the puck. Hartz crosses the blue line, pulls up. His man was tied up as he tried to centering pass to Dickinson. Taken away again by the Eagles. They'll start it up as we start to go a little bit of end-to-end. Taking the shot from way outside the blue line was Sullivan. Jones handles it easily, brushes it into the corner. Waiting for it there is Porter. Porter wanted to send it outside the zone, tipped in front. Rolls towards the net, and Jones will pounce on it. 10:56 to go in the third, no score.
Well, once more, turnovers in your own end of the rink can cost you. Hartz lost the puck, and he just got a little discombobulated there as that puck was in his skates, and he fell over as he just simply couldn't orient himself, and it was turned around by St. Ed's. They had a close-in opportunity, and several other occasions where St. Ed's has really had the pressure on the Bowling Green end. They're getting those passes through to the slot, very often completing them, but good man-for-man defense being applied by Bowling Green is that they're never allowing, even if they get the puck on that pass close to the net, they're not allowing the St. Edwards players to be in good position to get a good shot away.
Moon brings it out for BG. Up ice pass. Allen couldn't quite handle it. He was being watched by Coyne. Allen takes it into the corner. Slater after it there. Windisch waits in the slot. Gives the centering pass with a drive. Niedermeyer makes the save. Slater nearly took it away. Slater gets it out to center ice, though. Picked up there by Noss. It was nearly the game's first goal. Windisch out front. Niedermeyer stoned him. St. Ed's fires it down the ice, icing the call. 10:29 left.
Niedermeyer's play seems to be picking up as this game goes on. When he's had a few close-in tries, he's been much better. He's looked much better than he has on some of the shots that are sent his way that really aren't serious goal-scoring threats, and he sure beat Windisch cleanly on that play. Couldn't help recognizing Hanneman threw a pretty heavy check earlier, and you referred to it as a player being decked by Hanneman, and I'm sure our sponsors appreciated that.
Actually, that is good. It's play on words, and I didn't even notice that one. Windisch comes through off the faceoff. If I tried some of those, I wouldn't get them right.
Yeah.
So, Windisch behind the net again, centers it for Slater. He couldn't reach it. Allen's moving in there. He plays it to the boards. St. Edward's still looking to clear. Slater wanted to hold it in, just couldn't do it. Back near center ice is Kevin Moon. Played it forward with the glove. Hand pass will be waved off as it's touched by the Eagles. And another big hit, this time coming from Josh Naus as he laid out a man. Naus after the puck on the far side boards. Eagles can't keep it in. Slater ran a man from behind. It's that same guy, Chad Koska. He's taken 2 hits in a row. Eagles bring it inside the zone. Teeing up the shot was Sitko. It's wide of the cage, though. Sitko after the rebound, so's Whitesell. Neither one will get it as Allen clears the zone. 9:43 to go, third period, no score. Back after it is Sonski. Far side, here's a possible break. Moving in is Mazzone, has it poked off his stick right to Sitko with a drive, and it's wide of the cage. Rebound Sonski. Sends it in deep. After it is A.J. Pearson. Bobcats want a penalty. There won't be one called. Danny Slater works the puck away in the corner. Slater takes it out behind the net, now far side. Slater looking for a path to escape. Slater gets to the red line to the blue line. Slater moves in. Slater had Trieger in front, but 3 guys on him and couldn't make a pass. Come the other way. McCurdy got around a man. It's one-on-one with Hutchinson. McCurdy pulls up, tries the shot. Jones makes the stick save as Hutchinson decks McCurdy and takes him into the corner.
Looks like a penalty's been called here on Bowling Green. No, perhaps not.
They just blew the whistle because McCurdy ended up on top of the puck.
Thought I saw the high sticking signal given by the official, and certainly there was a crowd reaction to it. But no, that appears to have passed. So if it gave you anybody a cardiac arrest, my apologies. 9:03 to go.
In the third period, we could see overtime, though. No score.
Sure, we got enough cardiac cases as it is, just by looking at that scoreboard and the clock.
Another shot taken. Jones, delayed reaction, kicks it into the corner. Trieger along the near side couldn't handle the pass. It comes outside the zone. McLaughlin trying to fire it back in. Trieger handles McLaughlin, though, but here come the Eagles again. Pulling up with a shot. It's wide of the cage, and the drive by Homan. McConville after the rebound far side. Lost it. Slater picks it up. drops it back for Porter. Bobcats trying to engineer it outside their own zone. Coming up with it is Jerry Paxton. Gave it to Danny Slater. He'll fire it into the Eagle end with 8.5 to play. Behind the net is Don Coyne. Out near side. This man gets run by Trieger. Mazzarella keeps the puck in the zone. Sent it for Slater. He was tied up. Eagles looking to clear. Mazzarella leaps in the air. Thought he kept it in, but it came just outside.
I don't know. I think he probably did. But they called it on the offside. That little forward, McConville, the junior who had 3 points this year, he didn't see any action at all in the first 2 periods and has skated a couple of shifts here in the third with the game more or less hanging in the balance. Counted it up, there were 8 players from Lakewood St. Ed's on their roster that have not seen any action at all going into the third period, where again Bowling Green has been turning over their entire lineup in this game, so perhaps that's an indication that they're trying to get a couple of more players in for St. Ed's, or at least one more, to try to battle that fatigue factor.
Don Coyne waits behind his own net, has a man coming through. St. Ed's will start it up. Moving along the near side is Constant. He fed it into the middle. Powell brings it in. His shot 10 feet wide of the near side. Rebound carried out far side. Noss after it, but leaves his own man take it. Noss trying to pick up the pass from Josh Boggs. Sends it in behind his own net. Mazzarella gets it there. Porter out far side. Porter left wing side. Noss lost control. Eagles will fire it back in. They'll touch up and forecheck. Bobcats clear the zone. Boggs wanted to send it for Hanneman in the red line. He was moving up ice. Couldn't handle the pass, though. It's knocked right back into the Bobcat zone by Tim Sullivan. Jones out of the net, leaves it for Rob Porter. 7.5 to go in the third period. No score. Porter into the middle of the sheet for Hanneman. He was tied up. Plays the puck to the far side. Porter runs a man, and Bevins will chip the puck inside the zone. Constant was after Bevins with a high stick. No call made. Near side, Powell tied up. Dickinson blasted wide of the cage. Rebound goes for Sonsky. He looks to pry it out. Hanneman gets in the way of that one. Keeps it in momentarily. Sitko grabs it. He'll play it outside the zone. Mazzone. He's got a chance. 2-on-2 with Whitesell. Mazzone trying to center it. His defenseman took him nicely. Whitesell had a man in front. Sitko. He's tied up by Bevin. Shot towards net. Jones just pushes it aside. Rebounds loose. Mazzone moving in. Taken off his stick by Anthony Hartz.
Good play there by Hartz.
Hartz
maybe saved a goal.
I'd like to say that Hartz collared him, but that would take a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah. They're not one of our sponsors either, so.
Whistle sounds. Faceoff will come up to the right of Scott Jones. 6:45 to go in the third, and a couple of good chances for St. Ed's that time around.
And there's an example again of Bowling Green had that unit out there. They had Noss, Hartz, and Bevins out there, and those are players that Dan DeWitt has got the confidence to have them out here with 7 minutes left in a championship game. And Hartz came up with a big defensive play that kept Mazzone from having an all-alone try on Scott Jones.
Face off to the right of Jones. Bobcats trying to forge through. Slater's after it. Slater will bring it outside the zone himself. Slater with Allen. If they hurry, it's a 2-on-2. Cross the red to the blue line. Slater makes a move, moves in with a drive, and it hit the crossbar. Todd Slater hit the crossbar from in close, and a man is down. I believe it's Slater.
Bobcats were sure that puck was in. They're discussing it even right now. Coyne was back, probably the top defenseman on this St. Ed's team. Slater took him on, one-on-one, beat him, went outside to the inside, forced the goaltender to go down, looped it over him, and whacked right off the crossbar. And now Slater is shaken up just a little bit.
He may have run into the post.
Boy, what an electrifying play that would have been.
Todd Slater's on his knees. He is up before trainer Jim Rowe can get there. You are not going to keep him out of this hockey game. I don't care. Break both of his legs, both of his arms. He'll come back out there and he'll play.
6:32 left in regulation time. What a tense struggle this has been. Didn't really expect a scoreless tie at this point in the game. These two teams have got a lot of offensive firepower, both known perhaps more for their offense than for their defense. But it has been a real defensive battle, an epic defensive battle as far as high school hockey is concerned.
Face-off outside the zone. Danny Slater wins it. Bringing it in is Paxton. Paxton watched carefully, taken to the boards. Danny Slater got it loose, tried his shot, but it was way wide. Rebound picked up by Kostka. Sends it over near side. His man Sonsky was tied up. Puck goes into the corner. Whitesell comes over to help out. 6:15 left in regulation. Here come the Eagles again. With the puck is Mazzone. He had 4 assists yesterday. Chips it inside the zone. Pearson nearly lost it in front. Puck still loose. Shot taken. Jones save. Rebound. Goes to the corner. Hutchinson stays put. He won't go after it now. Does. Goes after the man. Centering pass. Gets through everybody. Goes to the point. kept in there by Kostka.
Boy, Jones made a big save there a moment ago. His best of the game by far.
Bobcats just trying to clear the zone. Whitesell does it for him as he lost control. Mazzone picks it up, brings it again. Mazzone gives it off. It's a 2-on-1 shot again. Nope, centering pass. Goes through, nobody there. Trieger stands up, man, at near the goal line. Pearson loses it in front, has to go back and get it again. 5.5 left in regulation. I want to say the next goal is going to win this hockey game. Kostka fires it in. Jones was going to play it, and then it's taken away by Hutchinson. Brian Hutchinson feeds it into the middle of the sheet. St. Ed's had too many guys out there. They hurry up and finish that line change, though. Behind the net, McCurdy takes it away, wanted to center it, but there was Todd Slater in the way. Quick line changes being made by both teams now. They want to keep players as fresh as they can. Hutchinson leaves it for Todd Slater. Slater getting across the blue line, tied up, lost it. Eagles trying to come back the other way. Windisch got in the way of a pass. McCurdy gets decked, and he'll fire it into the zone. Porter plays it off the far side boards for Allen. He'll chip it outside the zone. He and an Eagle combine, and they have a couple of good pushes along the boards. That breakout pass intercepted by Allen. He lost it, though, just as quickly. Back the other way comes McCurdy with a shot that's blocked by Kevin Moon. Fired back into the zone. The Eagles have to touch up first. Out come the Bobcats. Porter fires it in from the blue line. Delayed offsides will be called. Slater was run from behind and taken into the zone, and he's down again.
Well, he's had a tough third period here, and this time he looks to be even more shaken up than he did a moment ago.
As they take a look at Todd Slater, we'll hear this word from Lyric Otto. 4:34 to go in the third. No score in the Ohio High School Athletic Association Championship game on WFOB. You've been wrong a couple of times.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, this ice surface has sure been tilted a lot more towards Scott Jones than it has been towards Jason Niedermeyer here in the last 10 minutes or so, and really the entire third period. Bobcats just got that one chance on that break-in by Slater, and that was almost all they needed, but they have been dominated territorially in the third period.
Puck picked up by Chad Kostka behind his own net, hands it off for Dave Costin. Costin trying to make a move on Hanneman, fires the puck up the ice, played by Moon, but right into the body of an Eagle. Bobcats clear it, goes into their own bench. 4:11 to go in the third, still no score. And now a St. Ed's player and a BG player tie up along the near side board. St. Ed's player ends up kicking his own teammate. It was Moon and Sullivan. And I don't imagine you'll see too many penalties.
No, at this point, one would expect it would have to be very blatant to pump that whistle. St. Ed's has been coming very close. They had a 3-on-1 a couple of minutes ago, and the player made a poor decision. He tried to pass it across to a man who was covered rather than dropping it back to a late man or shooting himself, but they've had all sorts of chances here in the third period and either been stopped or they haven't got quite everything on the shot.
Eagles take control in the Bobcat zone. Centering pass right in front. A shot hit the side of the net off the stick of Sullivan. Noss trying to clear it for Bowling Green. Sullivan hustles back again. Porter takes it behind his own net, sticks it near side for Kevin Moon. Moon starts the drive up along the near side. Played the puck just across center ice. Now he'll get a second chance and hammered inside the Eagle zone. Back is Dave Sonski. 3.5 to go in the third period. Still nobody scored. Bad breakout pass. In comes Danny Slater with a drive shot. Juggled, but then held on to by Niedermeyer.
Boy, would that get a freshman psyched or what to score a goal at this stage? Very nearly did as he stepped up, picked off that pass. Bowling Green's been guilty of more of the turnovers in their own end than St. Ed's has been in this game, mostly because the play has been in the Bowling Green end a lot more. But that time it was Slater stepping up in front of a man, anticipating him well as they threw it up the middle. Very dangerous thing to do, and he got a shot away, juggled a bit by Niedermeyer, but he got it in the glove.
Everybody dumped on the faceoff. Trieger sends it into the corner. Paxton's after it there. Paxton wanted to center it, pass at the skate of a man at West Point. There's the centering pass, but it's taken out by the Eagles. Moving back the other way. McConville with his shot. It's wide. It carries into the corner. Kostka's after it there. Now along the near side boards. Trieger plays it free for Slater. Into the middle for Paxton. Could be isolated on a one-on-one. Paxton has Trieger to his right. Paxton pulls back. Nobody home. Danny Slater again blocks the breakout pass. This time they'll be able to bring it out. It's Whitesell and Mazzone, two of the more dangerous Eagles. Mazzone crosses the blue line, has it poked away by Pearson. Mazzone dumps it in behind the net. 2:50 to go in regulation. A.J. Pearson hops in the loose puck for BG. Pearson sticks away from a man, takes it in behind the net again, goes out far side for Paxton. Paxton rink-wide pass intercepted by Mazzone. He went for Trieger. Trieger still manages to play the puck into the Eagle end. Trieger still after it, about 1-on-3. backhands it forward, dumps it inside the zone, 2.5 left. Behind the cage is Josh McLaughlin. Sends it to the point. Pearson keeps it in. Allen was there in front, couldn't get a stick on it. Again, the Eagles are able to clear. They're content to do that now. Moon across the red line again, fires it into the Eagle end. 2:15 left in regulation. Allen tied up on the far side, a scoreless hockey game. Allen gets his stick free, sends it to the point, looking for Paxton, or for Porter rather. Couldn't find him. Porter backs up to the red line, fires it back in again. McLaughlin shovels it out, handled by Todd Slater. Back on the ice again. Slater fed it for Allen. It was off his stick though. Koska comes back the other way. Chad Koska in the middle for McCurdy. He'll dump it in right on net. Jones covers this one up. 1:49 left in regulation. No score, and overtime is looming.
Yes, and it's about time to start looking back at the record book. The only time that the Ohio State championship game has gone into overtime was in 1987, and Cleveland Heights beat this St. Ed's team in double overtime by a score of 4-3. So they might have a chance to redeem that loss. It took place 5 years ago in overtime here. Standing ovation as they're about to drop that puck in the Bobcat zone. And for all intents and purposes, this is definitely an overtime right now.
Almost everybody in this building, at least on this side of the rink, the side that we're on, up on their feet cheering. St. Ed's players trying to take their time. Face off to the left of Jones. The Eagles trying to storm through, but it's Allen who comes out with it. Allen with Slater. If they hurry, they're 2-on-2. Allen crosses the blue line. Allen with a drive. Save made by Niedermeyer. Picked up, centering pass. Windisch skated over it. Moon tries one, but he didn't get much wood on that one. Out come the Eagles the other way. Skating with it is Homan. He'll dump it into the zone. Slater hustles back, plays it far side boards. David Allen has a lane. Allen across the blue line, pulls up. Allen can't get a stick on it. Now does it the circle with a drive, and Niedermeyer kicks it out. 1:20 left. Out come the Eagles again. This is the best hockey we've seen.
Yeah, I was just thinking, if these Bobcat players have ever wondered what it's like to play for the Falcons in front of one of these really pepped up crowds here at the arena, they're getting a pretty good sample of it right now. This crowd's as loud as we hear at any game this season. And a couple of times the Bobcats nearly responded by scoring the winning goal. Niedermeyer had to make a couple of sharp saves. The last shot coming in by Allen, he didn't quite get as much on it as he wanted to. Nevertheless, the goaltender had to be alert.
77 seconds remaining in regulation. Bobcats bunch near the faceoff, but they lose it though. It's McLaughlin who takes it away. Josh McLaughlin to the blue to the red. McLaughlin crosses the blue with a drive that's wide of the cage. Rebound carries out near side. Mazzone's got it. Centering pass, nobody home. Eagles keep it inside the zone. It's Mazzone again near side. 1 minute left in regulation. Puck handled by the Bobcats. They look to clear, take it away. Mazzone feeds a man at Sullivan. He'll move in front. Sullivan had to give it off. It goes into the corner. Whitesell tied up there. Bobcats trying to clear their own zone. 45 seconds left in regulation. BG still swarming, trying to clear it. Centering pass again. Sullivan couldn't handle it. Paxton's after it, racing. Paxton trying to get it outside the zone. Puck's tied up under a Lakewood player. It's Don Coyne who ends up on top of it. Faceoff's got to come outside the zone. 39 seconds to go in the third period.
And Coyne really scrambled to cover that puck, because if that had squirted loose, there would have been 3 Bobcats going the other way, and only one Lakewood St. Ed's defenseman back. And a moment before that, the puck came loose. It was just bouncing a little too much, and St. Ed's could not convert it into a good scoring opportunity. We're down to 39 seconds left. The crowd's on their feet again, and I have a feeling they're going to be on their feet a lot between now and whenever that goal is scored to decide this game.
Faceoffs outside the Bobcat zone. Windisch wins it back to Todd Slater. 35 seconds left in regulation. Slater crosses the red line, dumps it into the Eagle zone. Niedermeyer leaves it behind his net. Picking it up is Don Coyne. Allen's in there, brushed it off his stick. Coyne looks to clear. Moon backs up. He's got to. Out come the Eagles. Possible 2-on-2 again. Whitesell racing over the blue line. Sullivan's shot misses in the wide side. Picking it up, McLaughlin sent it in front. It's knocked down. Windisch has a chance to bring it out. Windisch in the backhand. Tried to feed Slater. Puck's loose at the Lakewood blue line. 10 seconds left. Allen in there forechecking for BG. It's Whitesell who comes away, and I think we're going to overtime. 4 seconds left. Whitesell's pass intercepted. Last chance for Slater, but it's knocked down. Overtime looms, and we have gone 45 minutes without a goal.
Boy, that at the Ice Arena this afternoon.
This is AM 1430 WFOB with studios in Fostoria and Bowling Green, Ohio. Bart Davis and Greg Franke from the BGSU Ice Arena. Overtime about to get going. The State High School Hockey Championship, the same way we started this hockey game. Neither team with a goal yet. Allen, Todd Slater, Windisch, Moon, and Porter to start for Bowling Green. They've changed up the defensive pairings. Porter is not with Mazzarella now, he's with Moon, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see both teams go to just 2 lines of defense, keep their 4 best defensemen out on the ice. Powell is with Costin. Pick up the right wing side, that's Sullivan. And back in the blue line, Josh McLaughlin and Don Coyne for Lakewood St. Ed's. The goaltenders are Scott Jones, Jason Niedermeyer.
You mentioned it's been a big advantage for Bowling Green to have those players coming in and out of the game, but in overtime, I'm sure that they're going to shorten their bench now.
Bobcats left to right, Eagles right to left in the overtime. Draw taken, controlled by Todd Slater. Slater lost control now. Porter sends it up the middle of the ice. Windish was in the way of that pass, wanted to handle it, but it's taken away instead by Josh McLaughlin. He'll dump it into the BG end. Rob Porter back after it. Kevin Moon flips the stick of a St. Edwards player away. Puck taken in the near side by Allen. Sends it across to Slater, up to Windish, 1-on-2. Mike Windish pulls in top of the circle, got around 2 men, but couldn't handle the puck. Slater takes it over far side. Todd Slater has his stick held from behind. Coyne after it in the corner. 1 Bobcat, 2 Eagles, and the Eagles come away with this one, although Todd Slater lays a couple of good hits up before he's done. St. Edwards plays it outside the zone. Back to get it, Todd Slater again. He'll dump it right in one more time. 7:15 left in the first overtime. While on the near side, taking control for a moment is Sitko. He'll bring it into center ice, 1-on-3. Sitko across the blue line, tries a shot that Jones sticks aside. Hutchinson picks it up for BG, goes to his knees, gets back on his skates. His pass nearly a bad one. Mazzone almost had it, but instead the Bobcats took it, sent it down the ice. Back there is Sonski, behind his own cage, goes out far side. Pass into the middle, look for Whitesell. Mazzone will pick it up near side. Hutchinson beats him to the puck. Mazzone gets by him. A.J. Pearson bails his man out, takes the puck around behind the net out far side. Waiting for it there is Whitesell. Whitesell sends it in on Jones. He'll cover it up before Mazzone could get there. 6:41 to go in overtime number 1. Still no score.
Lakewood has had territorial control for most of this hockey game, but I think now in overtime you might see that change a little bit because Dan DeWitt does shorten his bench to 2 or maybe 3 lines. We'll start seeing that Slater unit out there a lot more. And I think that despite the fact that through and through, maybe this St. Edwards team has just a little bit more offensive firepower, certainly there's nobody out there that can match the power of that first Bobcat line.
Face off to the left of Jones, controlled again by the Eagles. They'll chip it back to the point, kept in there. Sitko races after it near side along with Hutchinson. Brian Hutchinson wins the battle, sends it up the boards. Puck still tied up a little bit though. Now Hutchinson will break it free behind the net. 6.5 left in overtime number 1. Brian Hutchinson looks for some room to roam, sends it up the middle, just too far for David Dickinson. Handled by Dave Sonski for St. Edwards. Sonski sends it up the far side boards, chipped into the zone by Chad Kostka. After it is Hutchinson again. He'll take a check from behind. Whitesell waits for a pass, doesn't get one. The Bobcats will come the other way. Long up ice pass headed for Paxton, was too far behind him. Paxton gonna get to that puck though as the St. Edward player overskated it. Racing back after it is Kostka. Chad Kostka plays it up the boards, nearly intercepted. Paxton had a man in front, it was Dickinson, but he couldn't even control the puck himself. Whitesell back the other way with Mazzone. Mazzone wanted to go back to Whitesell, but stepping in the way is Dickinson, backhands it outside the zone. Trieger got around 1 man. Todd Trieger gets around another. Trieger with a blast from the circle. Kick save, rebound is loose. Allen's in there as well. Puck still loose in the crease and they can't jam it in. Windish back to the point for Porter. Good chance for BG. Windish has it again, looking to center. There's Trieger in front, dives at it, it's wide of the net. Allen's after the rebound, tripped up behind the net, no call. Eagles just looking to clear the puck. They'll get it to center ice. Moon made a move. Gets it over to Windish. Bowling Green asserting itself in the overtime. Windish across the blue line. They call it offsides.
A little bit of a late call and a wrong call, I think, too. Windish was 2/3 of the way deep in the zone when that whistle went off. Boy, Jim Trieger saw Todd come within about a half an inch of winning the game twice in a row. And he looks like the proverbial cat on the hot tin roof right now, as I'm sure Bill Jones especially, and a lot of the other fathers, of which I'm an honorary one, are feeling right now. And there's pressure everywhere right now.
More like a cat on a hot plastic bench maybe, but yeah, he was there nonetheless. 5:17 left in overtime.
More good defensive play for Bowling Green in their own end. It was a 2-on-2 with the 2 captains, Mazzone and Whitesell, coming down, and once more, perfect positioning. Disconnected that pass across. It could have set him in for a chance.
Here comes Todd Slater again, steering around a man. Slater's in front to Allen, the backhander. It's off the side of the net. Oh, another good chance. Whistle sounds, and the net's off its moorings.
I don't know how that came off, but once again, Bowling Green has started to take over a lot more of the of the territorial play, I'd say it's about even. Both teams have had some thrusts here in the overtime, and it's got to be because we're going to see more of the Trieger and Paxton line, and we're going to see more of the Allen Slater line for Bowling Green. In fact, they might even cut down to 2 lines. I wouldn't be at all surprised. Essentially, that's what Lakewood has been playing with throughout this hockey game, is 2 lines. And when the next goal decides the season, you don't want to have a 3rd or 4th unit out there, as well as the 3rd and 4th units for Bowling Green has been playing. You don't want to have a unit like that out there when the winning goal comes.
Windisch wins the draw back to Allen. He was quickly tied up, though. Puck goes back to the point, held in there by Porter with a drive that's wide of the cage. Rebound carries out near side. Eagles look to clear. They'll do it. It goes down the ice back into the BG zone. Jones steers it aside for Porter. First action Scott Jones has seen in over a minute.
Welcome respite, I'm sure.
Bad pass taken away by the Eagles. They'll gain control in the Bobcat zone only for a moment, though. 2 players on top of a St. Edward player. No penalty called. You won't see too many. Moon makes a move, gets around a man. Kevin Moon to the red line to the blue. Kevin Moon still with a puck, takes it to the far side. Moon looking for a pass, doesn't have one yet. Moon takes it to the far side corner. Moon all the way back to the point for Porter. He'll try the shot, knocked down off the shoulder of Moon. Eagles look to clear. Windisch with the glove keeps it in. Windisch dumps it deep in the zone. This line for Bowling Green's been out for 2.5 minutes. Allen tied up in the corner. Slater trying to dig it free. Slater has Windisch out front, tries to go to him, he was tied up. McConville looking to clear. Windisch being decked. Allen tried to get the shot away again. A big check delivered. Puck comes outside the zone. McConville feeds it up ice. Whistle sounds behind the play. And now Tim Sullivan got right in the face of a Bowling Green player who's on the ice, hurt. The BG player tried to make a swing at him, and now some tempers begin to flare, and if there isn't a Lakewood St. Edward penalty on this, something's wrong.
Well, even the Bowling Green trainer out there took a long, hard glare at somebody on the Edwards bench, and
Larry Olovich is just heated with Bob Whidden.
You don't see that too often, a referee answering in kind to his detractors to the way Larry Olovich is doing now, but he can have a firm hand when he wants, and he wants right now. I think it might be Hutchinson down there on the ice. I can't really tell from this angle, but I thought it might have been number 2. Yes, yes.
Olovich was saying, "Shut your mouth." You could basically see that come from his lips to Bob Whidden, who was chirping about something. No penalty has been called yet. Hutchinson is sitting up. I don't imagine there'll be one called now. They should have had it by now already, but they're not going to call one.
Well, Bowling Green players have been dropping like flies in this game. Earlier on, we had Moon go down. Slater's been down twice. Hutchinson's been down twice. And I think he'll stay out. And no players so far from St. Edwards have been racked up as yet. And hopefully Bowling Green will refrain from thinking about doing that, because right now this championship is on the line. A couple of times Bowling Green had players scot-free in the crease area, unchecked by St. Ed's, but they just couldn't get the puck to the man who had the opening.
Face-off won by the Bobcats. Pearson goes cross ice for Rob Porter. Porter feeds it up the middle. Trieger was bounced off the play. Back to get it is McCurdy. McCurdy watched by Danny Slater. What a feeling for a freshman to be out there in a state title game in overtime. Dug free by Trieger. Feeds it in front. Moving for it was Paxton, but it goes off his stick. Back to the point for Porter. Sent down deep again. Paxton racing after it. Can't control it. Grabbed by McConville. The Eagles will bring it outside the zone. McConville gets his own pass back. Reaches the red, the blue. Left wing side for McCurdy. McCurdy tries the slapper. It's wide of the net. Rebound carries back out to the point for Coyne. Don Coyne sends it in deep again. Man tied up. Kicked along the boards. After it is Danny Slater. Gives it off to A.J. Pearson. 3:15 to go in the first overtime. Pearson across the blue to the red. A.J. Pearson to the blue line. Pearson still moving in. Dumped, pushed into the boards by Josh McLaughlin. Trieger tied up along the boards. McLaughlin trying to work the puck free. Gives it off to Todd Whitesell. Whitesell cutting in front of his own net with a pass that comes near side for McCurdy. Could be a 3-on-2. McCurdy gets through one man, but the puck poked away by Rob Porter. Centering pass knocked down. Out the other way comes Danny Slater. Slater 1-on-2. Todd Slater's going to help him out. The brother tandem going in. Danny tries to center it for Todd, but it's off the skate of a St. Edwards player. Eagles looking to clear. They've got 5 men deeper than the circles inside their own zone. Moving it out is Todd Whitesell. 2.5 to go in the first overtime. Todd Whitesell to the red line. Cannons it in wide of the net. Hutchinson after the rebound. Jones says, no, I want to whistle. He'll cover this one. 2:26 left in overtime number 1.
And it's been heart in the throat time for much of that 5 minutes and 34 seconds that has elapsed in the overtime so far, and Bowling Green has started to really press the action. You can see when they've got their 2 top lines out there, they have the potential to really force things, and they should have a lot more energy because of the fact that they were able to keep as many players out in this game as they've been able to. Here comes another rush for Slater.
Todd Slater across the red to the blue line. Fans on their feet. Slater makes a move. Can't get around a man. Stood him up. Oh, it was nearly in the goal, though, as playing it back to his goaltender was Dave Sonsky, and Niedermeyer wasn't looking for it. Eagles rushed with death again. Coming back the other way, the Bobcats fired into the zone. Picking it up is Chad Koska. He'll keep it away from his goaltender. 2 minutes to go in the first overtime. Koska goes right wing boards. Up ice pass, up in the air pass too. Moon fanned on it. Moving in is Dave Costin. He tried to take it away in the corner. Moon's there, dives at it. It'll be picked up. Shot from a hard angle, goes cross ice, ends up at the circle. McLaughlin pinching in. Sends it into the corner. Bobcats just looking to clear. Windish along the near side boards. Todd Slater's there as well. It's Todd Slater taking control, shoveling it far side. Bobcats making a full change. They've got to hurry, get back on the other side, guys. As the Eagles bring it in, puck tipped away from one man, loose in front. Pearson tied up another man. There's a shot taken. It skips through. Jones just dives at it and covers up. Some anxious moments again for Bowling Green.
But still, throughout this entire hockey game, even though there were times when St. Ed's really had the territorial play going in their direction, they have very, very rarely gotten a good, clean shot off on Scott Jones. They had 27 shots throughout the course of regulation game. They've had a couple of other ones in here, but probably maybe 5 or 6 really tough saves Jones has had to make, and that is really a factor of Bowling Green playing excellent defense within their own end of the rink. Even when a Lakewood player has had control of the puck within the good scoring range, they haven't been able to get a shot away because there's been a Bowling Green player right on top of them, and many times they take them right off the play, knock them over, and it's very difficult to get a shot when you're on your backside. And that's the way Bowling Green's defense has been playing in this game. The last rush, just another example of it, as the puck was in good position for St. Ed's, but none of their players were.
Costin tied up on the far side boards. Bobcats trying to break it free. Hanneman lost control. The late offsides will be waved off. Picked up along the far side boards by Chad Koska. Koska can't handle this one, though. It's shipped into the zone. Having a little trouble with it again as a man. Bobcats have a chance in front with a drive, and Niedermeyer hangs on to this one and drops to his knees. And again, tempers flare. Penalties are going to come up, maybe?
Well, Hanneman took a little bit of a shot.
Cross-checking will be the call against the St. Ed's player.
And a good play there as Hanneman was the one that was hit, but he played turtle, as they say, as he just raced very, very obviously right out of that pack. So there was really nothing else they could do but make that cross-checking call on Dave Costin.
What a chance for Bowling Green to win the state title. It'll be split over the 2 overtimes if need be.
1 minute left in this overtime period, so they'll have half of it now, and they'll have half of it in the second overtime if it goes that far. This is the first power play for either team since the second period. And we said the special teams might make the difference at the outset. It hasn't yet, but boy, it could make a big difference now.
I don't think we actually meant this when we were thinking about it either. Not in overtime, at least. Windish taking the draw for Bowling Green, sends it into the corner. David Allen picks it up. Can Lakewood St. Ed's afford to be aggressive? We'll find out. Porter to Windish at the circle. To the point for Porter. They'll stay in their box for now. Deep again for Windish at the circle, poked away from him. The Eagles gain control. They fire it down the ice.
I would be aggressive if I was St. Ed's, just simply because of the fact that when you've got a lot of pressure on, you got to move that puck in a hurry, and you got to keep control. And even though the Bobcats do it well, high school players aren't the same as players at higher level in keeping control of that puck.
Slater drops it back for David Allen. To the point for Porter. 28 seconds left in overtime number 1. Bad pass. Moon backhands it forward. Hits the leg of Todd Slater, and it's brushed out of the zone by a diving Josh McLaughlin.
There's an example right there. There's often those little momentary lapses. They might keep control, but not good control. And if you rush at the right time, you can get the puck out of the zone.
Windish at the red line fires it into the zone. 10 seconds left in the first overtime. Racing far side is Allen. Allen lets it go for Todd Slater. A little confusion in the corner, and we're going to a second overtime as the horn sounds. Bobcats will still have a minute left on the power play. Couldn't do much with it this time around. And I believe we will have the full 15-minute intermission this time around.
Scott Jones has flopped over headlong in the crease area, then jumped right back up. He's a bundle of nerves down there, but he seems to keep it under wraps very well. And here's the coach for St. Edwards again. And he is out there, Bob Whitten, once more giving it to Larry Olovich. And I'll tell you one thing, he has not won a lot of admirers for his conduct out there on the bench for St. Ed's in this game. Dan DeWitt I can't see behaving in the same fashion no matter what happened to his team.
Niedermeyer makes 5 saves. Jones 2 in the overtime. Game totals to this point 33-32 for Niedermeyer. 65 shots on goal in this game. An area goal has been scored.
Well, over the years, I've probably witnessed 3 or 4 state championship games, one from a pretty good vantage point, but have not seen a state championship game that reaches this level for excitement.
5-on-4 for the Bobcats to start the second intermission. The man in the box is Dave Costin. He was there for cross-checking, and now they will have a little look at the St. Edwards net. Larry Olovich will go back and talk to the goaltender, see where the problem is. Some excess water laying around, and I do see some puddles down there, so as I see in the Bowling Green end.
Well, the goalies don't mind that.
Not enough reason for delays. It's not inside the crease, it's wide of it, though.
You see a goaltender, a lot of times they'll see puddles around there, or sometimes they'll put their ice shavings off to the corners of the net. So if a pass comes out from behind the goal, it'll get slowed up just a little bit when it's got those shavings piled up. They don't mind anything that will impede the progress of a puck in motion down there near the goal area.
Teams continue charging towards the same ends. Jones in the goal to my left. In the goal to my right, Jason Niedermeyer. Taking control of the draw under the Eagles. They'll dump it into the Bowling Green zone. Kevin Moon picks it up. Moon looking for room to roam. 50 seconds left in that power play for Bowling Green. Moon reaches the red line, fires it into the zone. It'll wrap around to the far side. David Allen waits for it there. Allen hands it off to Todd Slater at the circle. Slater down deep for Allen. They'll try the give and go. Centering pass there with Slater on the doorstep, and he missed the cage. Todd Slater has it poked away by McLaughlin. Looks to clear. Moon keeps it into the point. Kevin Moon to Todd Slater again. Hassled from behind. Slater has it taken away, sent down the ice. Todd Slater bangs his stick on the ice surface.
He had the state championship right there and just misfired a little bit. Slid about a foot wide, I'm sure to his great chagrin, but they got to keep pushing forward.
McLaughlin sent it up ice. Offsides the call, though, as Mazzone had not yet cleared the zone. Faceoff comes just across the red line on the offside pass. 13 seconds left in the power play. 7:13 to go. Overtime number 2.
A lot of times a goalie in high school hockey is not too inclined to leave the net, especially in a situation like this, to stop a puck around the boards, trap it for a retreating defenseman. And Bowling Green has taken advantage of that a lot as they shoot the puck around the boards, let it come to the other side, and they post a man deep in the corner so that they can establish possession that way. It worked like a charm the last time down the ice. The result was Slater's chance, but he just put it wide of the goal.
A.J. Pearson dumps it inside the zone. Trieger lets it go for Danny Slater. Slater trying to keep it in the zone. Has a little trouble, though. Hutchinson will keep it at the point. Now he juggles it, brings it outside the zone. Intentional offsides will be the call. Goes all the way down to the BG end to the right of Scott Jones. Lakewood St. Ed's back at full strength.
So the power play ends for Bowling Green. It probably would have been more to their advantage to have it occur at a time when they could have had the full 2 minutes rather than having that long break in between. A little bit easier for a defensive team to just think they've got to kill off 1 minute than 2. It happens many times where you can start off very well, but in that last minute, you can get burned. And St. Ed's was equal to both halves of the challenge this time, although Bowling Green got that one chance it should have won the game.
Costin, who just took that penalty, got out of the box, trying the shot. It was knocked down, sent all the way back into the Eagle end. Back after it, Chad Koska takes it in behind the net, fires it near side, looking for Powell. He sends it in behind the cage again for Sonsky, who's had some trouble back there in the overtimes. Pearson at the point, tries a shot, tipped in front. Niedermeyer makes the save on the redirection by Trieger. Trieger tied up, taken down in front as he waited for a pass. Sonsky had the puck, fires it along the boards. Eagles able to clear to center ice. They've got a rush going back the other way. Here comes Costin. Costin across the line, tries the shot, knocked down, rebound. What a save by Scott Jones, sliding across, and the net comes off.
What a marvelous save there, and boy, he's really revved up about that one. I thought the hockey game was over. The first shot came in. He made the save. The rebound was loose. A good shot. One timed it right there for the open net. And he came sliding across with those pads stacked up. He took the bottom half of the net away. And the shot was in that last half of the net. And the result was it ended up in the corner rather than in the twine. And Bowling Green stays alive in this game. And that was the save of the hockey game. And Scott Jones was really, really wound up as a result of making that one. And that's got to deliver a message to his teammates that say, we can push up ice with a little more confidence because we've got a goaltender in the groove right now.
Jones still skating around the zone a little bit. Bobcats look to free. It could be a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Slater's with Allen. Allen with a break to Slater, and he couldn't quite reach it. Back the other way they came. Bruce Martin, I apologize. Behind the net. Allen right for Slater again, side of the cage. He's taken down.
Allen might have taken himself offside on that one, but they let it go, and another chance for Slater.
Another chance for St. Ed's back the other way. Mazzone couldn't handle the pass. It was kicked away from him, brought inside the zone anyways. Whitesell along the near side boards is tied up. Mazzone going after it as well. Now coming at it is Sitko. Jason Sitko fires it in behind the net. Play continues to slow down a little bit after a couple of big-time rushes, one for each team. Fired back in the BG zone. St. Ed's touches up. It's Hutchinson with the puck. Brian Hutchinson plays it off the backboards right in front of his own net. Dangerous play there, but it's cleared out of the zone by Todd Trieger. Icing waved off, though. It hit off the stick of a Lakewood St. Edwards player before it came outside the zone. After it is McLaughlin. Josh McLaughlin plays it off the boards only to center ice. Porter will fire it to the blue line only. Sent back the other way. Porter gets another chance, throws it into the middle, take it away. Back comes St. Ed's, could be a 2-on-1. Hustling back into play, a Bobcat defenseman. Here's a try for Mazzone, and he scores! Joe Mazzone gives St. Edwards the state championship, 1-0 over Bowling Green in double overtime.
Well, it was a great play that won the game. Pass up the boards. Mazzone moved it in. He's had countless opportunities where he'd start a rush and it just wouldn't pan out for him. And finally he got all the room he needed and he just walked in and put it up in the top corner. And a great shot. Nothing that Scott Jones could do about that one. And he's over there being consoled by his mates. And what a heartbreaking way to end the season. But both teams are winners in this hockey game tonight.
Joe Mazzone had 4 assists in the state semifinal, but he's the man that comes through in the clutch. It's the big goal for Lakewood St. Edwards. For Joe Mazzone, it's goal number 9 of the season, and one he will always remember.
And I'll tell you, there's another guy that's got to really feel bad is Todd Slater, who had that winning goal right there, and it just didn't quite go for him. Released the shot in a hurry, and boy, that would have been the cap of just a absolutely marvelous season for him, and he's tossing the helmet. You can't hardly blame the disconsolate Bowling Green Bobcat players right now, but hey, they had a great season. They played a great game. I would have thought that if they were going to get a shutout in this hockey game, that the chances are that they would win would be almost prohibitive. But all credit to that Lakewood St. Ed's team because they really, really played a whale of a hockey game as well.
Not only did Bowling Green have an outstanding season, all but 3 of these guys will be back next year, and I can all but guarantee you they will be in Brooklyn come March for the state semifinals again.
Well, maybe they'll get picked 4th or 5th in the Northwest Hockey Conference again.
I don't think so. The cheer goes up from the fans. BG Hockey, the players disappointed. You can understand that, but at the same time, they've got to be glad they came this far. Not many teams can say it. A 25-4 record for Bowling Green in the season. Nothing at all.
Well, you could have taken off the 3 senior players that they're losing next year, made them play the entire hockey season without those players, and there's a good chance they still would have arrived at this game.
Scott Jones blaming himself, I believe. He's right on the back of the goal.
I
feel bad for him, but I'll tell you one thing. The way that man bailed him out, a minute 41 into this period, into the overtime period, on that fantastic pad stack sliding to the right save, he has got nothing to be ashamed of. He
absolutely not.
If it was whale of a hockey game.
If it wasn't for him, that game would have been over before that shot ever went in. And not only that save, but he handled everything else that came his way flawlessly for nearly 60 minutes of hockey tonight. And
St. Edwards, I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to go to the announcement here from the commissioner of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, if we can.
And there are the two officials down there that I guess Bob Whidden is forgiven.
They will now introduce the Bowling Green players who will each receive their individual awards and then the second place team championship. Number 1, David Patak. Didn't see action today. Josh Boggs, I believe, was announced next. Todd Trieger. Jerry Paxson. Rob Porter played a tremendous game on defense for Bowling Green. Tony Mazzarella, only a sophomore. He'll be back next year as well. Danny Slater, he had a chance too in the third period. David Dickinson, who played such a fine semifinal game yesterday. Matt Bevins. Anthony Hartz. All three of those last guys, the goal line for Bowling Green. Reggie Hanneman, who played in his final career game today. Jason Noss. Josh Nouse. Another defenseman, a sophomore at that. Kevin Moon. He had his bell rung a couple of times and came back to see another day. David Allen. Fine career comes to an end today for him. Todd Slater had that chance in overtime. Hindsight's 2020. Windish. Mike Windish will step down and get his award. A.J. Pearson. Ryan Hutchinson, and they've saved the guy who will get one of the stars of this game. Scott Jones for last.
Quite a cheer going up for Scott Jones. In fact, a prolonged one. I'm sure doesn't do much to ease the disappointment at the time, but it certainly says something about his performance in this game, and he acknowledges it a bit. The wave to the crowd, not a very energetic one, but still, he's pretty drained right now.
Todd Slater meets Scott Jones back in the goal too and says, hey, don't worry about it, big guy. Now the coaches for Bowling Green, assistant coach Ed Powers and head coach Dan DeWitt, as Lakewood St. Ed's continues to celebrate. Sticks and gloves and helmets everywhere. Who can blame them? 4-time state champions. Both coaches get their awards.
Well, Dan DeWitt played in a state championship game that ended in a very similar vein. Lost in the last minute to Findlay, 8-7, 14 years ago.
The whole team comes over now to accept the second place trophy. As we said at the start of this game, there are no losers here today. Both of these teams have something to be very, very proud of. All the efforts they put together this year.
We said it at the start of the game, and that can be amplified at the end of the game because both teams played like real champions in this game and came up with the effort that I'm sure they would have thought won the game. In fact, Dan DeWitt said beforehand that if we play up to our capability and still lose, then that's all right. What they were really afraid of was not playing in the way they knew they could play and end up being deprived of that championship, but no one can certainly accuse them of that. They played fantastic hockey in this state Final Four, and unfortunately they just came up against another team that played just as well, and they got the break.
St. Edwards players will be introduced now. They will all get their individual awards, the gold-colored championship individual awards, and then as well as the team trophy. 2 members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, plus Bowling Green faculty manager Marv Dunn. First man to get his trophy will be Mark Pinetto. Dave Sonsky's next. One of the reasons why St. Ed's was able to stay close this whole way, Chad Koska. What a game he had. Number 4, Ryan Allward, didn't see action today. Number 10, Ryan Slow, same deal for him. He was not out on the ice at all. Mark Denovich, even though these guys may not have played today, they're a part of the championship team. They were there all season long. Shane Kruchuk, Jason Lewandowski. Actually, that was Lewandowski and not McConville wearing 15. We just now find that out. Okay. Jason Sitko. They just introduced, I believe, Joe Mazzone, the guy who got the championship goal.
Draped in the Ohio flag.
As is Todd Whitesell, who had 4 yesterday.
He looks like Superman with a cape on there, Whitesell does.
He was Superman yesterday. No question there. The introductions continue. Scott McCurdy, Mike Holman, John Whelan, Tim Sullivan now, waving the St. Edward's flag. Rich Powell, the Bowling Green players look on. Dave Costin took that penalty in the first overtime that could have cost St. Ed's the game. His teammates bailed him out. Josh McLaughlin, fine defenseman. He's only a sophomore too. Don Coyne, another great sophomore defenseman. Some very talented players in this game. Jason Niedermeyer, the shutout in goal today.
Well, he's got a shutout in overtime in the championship game. That'll be a memory.
Head coach Don Whidden, and something we didn't mention, one of the assistant coaches, Tim Alexander, used to play for the BGSU Falcons in this same building. Coaches coming forward and the BG fans voicing their opinions. They'll get the individual trophies and then the team trophy as well. Coaches, managers, statisticians, they got a whole crew out there. The announcement from the assistant commissioner. They will present the state championship trophy. The 1992 state champions, Lakewood St. Edward Eagles.
And they've been in the state Final Four now 6 times in the last 8 years. 4 of those 6 times, they've walked away with the trophy.
They do it here as well. We're going to take time out, come back, start our post-game show as they raise the trophy high. Lakewood St. Edwards, the 1992 Ohio High School Athletic Association Ice Hockey Champions. We're back after we hear these words from Nationwide Insurance and from Rudder and Dudley. Your score again in double overtime. Lakewood St. Edwards 1, Bowling Green 0. We're back in 60 on WFOB.